Can you pretend you're not with me tonight? She asked, fixing her makeup. I smiled, said okay, dropped her at the party. Then went home, packed my things, and disappeared. When she called at midnight, begging for a ride, I whispered, still pretending, and hung up. I'm a sports agent. I represent athletes, the kind you see on ESPN, the ones pulling 7-figure contracts and endorsement deals. My job is high pressure, high reward, and I'm damn good at it. I make solid money, low 6 figures, and I've built a life I'm proud of. Nice loft in the city, reliable car, no debt. I worked my crap off for it. 2 years ago, I met Jenna at an art gallery opening. One of my clients was being honored for some charity thing, and I was there in a suit, nursing a whiskey, trying not to look bored. Then I saw her. She was stunning. Not just pretty, magnetic. She had this energy, like she was the center of gravity in every room. Dark hair, sharp cheekbones, and a smile that made you feel like you were the only person who mattered. She was taking photos of the art, her phone angled just right, and when she caught me staring, she walked over. You look like you'd rather be anywhere else, she said. You caught me, I admitted. I'm Jenna. We talked for 2 hours. She told me about her brand. She was building a lifestyle platform on Instagram, around 40K followers at the time, working toward sponsorships and collaborations. She talked about aesthetics, content calendars, engagement metrics. I didn't fully get it, but I liked listening to her. She was passionate. Driven. Within 3 months, she moved into my loft. At first, it was great. I didn't mind covering expenses. She was between gigs, building her following, and I wanted to support her. I paid the rent, $2,400 a month. I leased her a white Audi Q5 because she said it fit her vibe, minus $850 a month. I covered her designer shopping trips, her ring lights, her subscription boxes. I told myself I was investing in her future. In our future, but somewhere along the way, I stopped being her boyfriend and started being her ATM. She cropped me out of photos. Every single one. We'd go to brunch, and she'd make me sit across from her so the angle looked like she was alone. It's better for engagement, she'd say. My followers want to see me, not a couple. She introduced me as a friend at events. Once, at a rooftop party, someone asked if we were together. She laughed it off. Oh no, Owen's just my ride. I was standing right there. Date nights got scheduled around her content calendar. She'd cancel dinner plans if a brand offered her a sponsored post opportunity. Our 2-year anniversary? She bailed because some skincare company wanted her to do an unboxing video that night. She promised we'd celebrate later. We never did. The worst part? I stayed. I told myself she was just focused on her career. That once she made it, things would balance out. That she'd see me again, but I was lying to myself. Then, 2 weeks ago, everything changed. Jenna came home wired with excitement. She'd been invited to the Nouveau Luxe launch party, some high-end fashion and lifestyle event with investors, influencers, and industry big shots. She was talking a mile a minute about the opportunity, about networking, about a guy named Marco who was apparently some wealthy investor she wanted to impress. Babe, you'll drive me, right? She asked, barely looking up from her phone. Sure, I said. Perfect. I'm thinking the red dress. The one with the open back. Marco's team will be there, and I need to make an impression. I nodded. Didn't say much. I'd learned that her monologues didn't really require my input. The day of the event, we grabbed iced coffee at her favorite spot. She was scrolling through Instagram, practicing her candid poses, when she said it, casually. Like it was nothing. Babe, can you do me a favor tonight? What's that? She looked up, smiled. Just. Don't mention we're together. I need to seem available. Marco and his investor friends will be there, and I can't look taken, you know? It's just optics. You understand, right? I stared at her. She kept smiling, waiting for me to agree. Like this was reasonable. Like asking me to pretend I didn't exist was just another item on her content checklist. For 2 years, I'd been invisible in her world. But this? This was her asking me to disappear completely. Something inside me snapped. Not with anger. With clarity, I smiled back. Sure, Jenna. I'll pretend I'm not your boyfriend. She kissed my cheek. You're the best. I said nothing. That evening, I drove her to the event. She spent the entire ride checking her makeup in the visor mirror, practicing her pitch for Marco. I'm thinking I'll mention the collab with that boutique brand last month. Shows I have reach, but I'm still approachable, you know? I kept my eyes on the road. She was wearing the red dress. The one I'd paid for 3 months ago when she said she needed it for her career. Hair perfectly curled. Heels that cost more than most people's car payments. I pulled up to the venue entrance. Valets were opening doors for guests in designer suits and gowns. Camera flashes from the step and repeat. "Thanks, babe," Jenna said, leaning over to kiss me again. I didn't move. She didn't notice. She stepped out, adjusted her dress, and walked toward the entrance without looking back. I watched her disappear into the crowd of people who mattered more than I did. Then I drove to our apartment. I didn't hesitate. Didn't second guess. For 2 years, I'd been the guy who stayed, who adjusted, who made excuses for her. That version of me was done. I had 2 hours, maybe 3, before she'd expect me to pick her up. I moved fast. First, I packed clothes, documents, laptop, external drives, my grandfather's watch, the few things that actually mattered. 2 duffel bags and a backpack. Everything else could stay. I'd bought most of the furniture anyway, but I didn't care. Material crap didn't matter. Next, I pulled up the lease on my phone. My name was primary. Hers was added 6 months in when she'd insisted it would make things easier. I contacted the landlord through the portal. Requested my name be removed effective immediately, cited the clause that allowed it with 30 days notice. Sent it. Done. I logged into our joint account, the one I'd set up so she could manage household expenses. I transferred every dollar out. $4,200. Moved it to my personal account. Left the balance at $0. Then I canceled the utility scheduled to auto-renew next week. Electric, internet, water. All in my name. The Audi lease? That was on my credit card. I called the automated line, navigated the menu, and canceled the auto pay. Payment would bounce in 2 days. Repo process would start shortly after. I opened my phone. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, her number. Blocked. All of it. No hesitation. I took one last look around the apartment. 2 years of my life, reduced to keys on a counter. I didn't leave a note. What was there to say? By 11:30 p.m., I was checked into a hotel on the other side of town. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall, feeling nothing. Not regret. Not satisfaction. Just calm. I'd done it. I turned off my phone and lay back. For the first time in 2 years, I felt like I could breathe. Then, at 12:42 a.m., my phone buzzed. I'd turned it back on to set an alarm. Her number, blocked, but still showing as a notification. 23 missed calls. 47 texts. I unblocked it. Just for a moment, I answered. "Owen?" Her voice was sharp, panicked. "Where the hell are you? I've been calling you for an hour. Marco's assistant was supposed to give me a ride, but he bailed, and my Uber's been stuck in traffic for 20 minutes, and I'm freezing out here. Owen, can you come get me? Please." I let her finish. Then I spoke. My voice was flat. Cold. "You asked me to pretend I wasn't your boyfriend tonight, Jenna." Silence. "I'm just honoring your request." "What?" "Owen, don't be ridicule." "Good luck." I hung up. I blocked her number again. Turned off my phone. And went to sleep. I woke up at 9 a.m. 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. No phone buzzing. No "babe, can you grab me coffee?" No performative morning routine for her Instagram stories. Just silence. I turned on my phone. 71 missed calls. 114 texts. I didn't read them. I deleted the notifications and went to get breakfast. Over the next 3 days, I watched Jenna's world collapse from a distance. I didn't engage. Didn't respond. But I saw it happen. Day 1. She must have taken a rideshare home that night. I checked the joint account out of curiosity, $87 charged to some luxury car service. Except the account was empty, so it bounced. Her personal card got hit instead. The text started around 2 a.m. "Owen, where did you go? This isn't funny. Call me back right now. Why is all your stuff gone? Owen." Then, around 4 a.m., a shift. "Okay, I get it, you're mad. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean it like that. Can we please just talk about this?" I didn't reply to any of it. By noon, she'd tried calling from 3 different numbers. Blocked all of them. Day 2. The Audi payment bounced. I got an email notification. My credit card had declined the charge. I'd already called the bank that morning and told them to reject any future charges from that merchant. The dealership sent Jenna a repossession notice within hours. Aggressive, but technically she'd missed a payment. The texts escalated. "You canceled the car payment? Owen, this is insane. I have meetings this week, I need my car. You can't just do this to me?" Still didn't reply. Then I saw it. Instagram story. A photo of her in her apartment, looking directly at the camera. Red eyes. No makeup. Caption: "When someone shows you who they really are, believe them." Broken heart emoji. Vague. Manipulative. Classic. Day 3. The landlord called her. I didn't hear the conversation, obviously, but I got a courtesy email confirming my name had been removed from the lease per my request. Jenna now owed the full $2,400 for the month, due immediately, or she'd face eviction proceedings. She tried emailing me. Subject line, please read this. I deleted it without opening it. Then she went nuclear. Instagram story. Video this time. Her, sitting on the couch, crying. Not the pretty, aesthetic kind of crying. The real kind. Messy. Desperate. I never thought I'd have to make this video, she started, voice shaking. But I need to talk about financial abuse. My ex, who I won't name, controlled everything. The apartment, the car, the money. And the second I tried to set a boundary, he abandoned me. Just ghosted. Took everything and left me with nothing. This is what abuse looks like. This is how men punish women for not being what they want. I watched it once. Then I laughed. The comments started rolling in within minutes. But they weren't the supportive echo chamber she expected. Wait. Didn't you just post last week about being a solo girl bosses? Girl, I've been following you for a year and I've never seen him in a single photo. So he paid for everything and you're mad he left? Didn't you literally crop him out of that brunch pic 2 days ago, Lamau? This ain't it, sis. Her engagement tanked. The video got ratio. Sponsorships, brands that had been in her DMs, went silent. She deleted the video 6 hours later. But the screenshots were everywhere. Over the next 2 weeks, the fallout continued. I didn't watch closely. Didn't need to. I heard bits and pieces through mutual acquaintances. She got evicted. Moved in with another influencer friend, some girl named Priya who apparently got tired of her after a week. Then another friend. Then another. The Audi got repoed from a parking lot. Her Instagram feed slowed. The aesthetic crumbled. Fewer posts. Fewer likes. The algorithm moved on. I moved on too. New apartment. Better view. Smaller, but it was mine. I focused on work. Closed 2 major deals. My clients were thriving. So was I. I wasn't angry. Wasn't bitter. I just didn't care. Then, 4 months later, I got an email. Subject, you're invited, Annual Grayson and Partners Sports Agency Holiday Gala. Black tie event. December 15th. +1 encouraged. I stared at the invitation. And for the first time in months, I smiled. Because I wasn't going alone. I met Isabel 3 months after I left Jenna. I'd signed up for a charity 10K, one of my clients was sponsoring it, and I figured I'd show face, maybe network a little. I wasn't looking for anything. Wasn't even thinking about dating. I was just existing. And that felt good enough. Mile 2, I saw her pass me. She wasn't trying to race anyone. Just running her pace, steady and strong, hair tied back in a no-nonsense ponytail. She had this focus about her, like the rest of the world didn't exist. I picked up my pace and caught up. You make this look easy, I said, slightly out of breath. She glanced over, didn't break stride. It's not. I just don't quit. We ran the rest of the race together. Talked between breaths. Her name was Isabel. She was 28, an environmental engineer working on sustainable water systems for industrial sites. She spoke about her job the way I spoke about mine, with actual passion, not performance. After the race, we grabbed coffee. Then dinner 2 days later. Then another dinner the week after that. It was effortless. Isabel didn't need me to fund her life. She had her own apartment, her own car, her own career. She didn't ask me to take photos of her food. Didn't check her phone every 5 minutes. Didn't cancel plans because some brand wanted her attention. We just existed together. A month in, she asked about my last relationship. We were at her place, cooking dinner together, something Jenna never did because it wasn't aesthetic enough. It ended badly, I said, chopping vegetables. She wanted me to be a wallet, not a partner. Isabel didn't press. Just nodded. Sounds like you dodged a bullet. That was it. No drama. No demands for details. Just understanding. I didn't tell her Jenna's name. Didn't show her the Instagram meltdown. Didn't need to. That chapter was closed. When the gala invitation came, I asked Isabel if she wanted to go. Black tie event, I explained. My agency throws it every year. Big venue, open bar, lots of my clients and colleagues. It's a good time, she smiled. Sounds fun. I'm in. 2 weeks later, she went dress shopping. I offered to come along, maybe help pay, not because I had to, just because I wanted to. She waved me off. I've got it. But, thanks, she sent me a photo later that night. Midnight blue dress, elegant, simple. Not trying to be the center of attention. Just beautiful, perfect, I texted back. The night of the gala, I picked her up at 7. She opened the door and I just stood there for a second. The dress fit her perfectly. Hair down, natural makeup, confident smile. "You clean up nice," she said, adjusting my tie. "Back at you." We drove to the venue together. No stress. No last-minute outfit changes. No Instagram story documenting the drive. Just us, talking about our weeks, laughing at something stupid one of my clients had said during contract negotiations. The venue was incredible. Hotel ballroom, crystal chandeliers, live jazz band, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Bars stationed at every corner. Past hors d'oeuvres. The agency had gone all out. Isabel looked around, genuinely impressed. "Okay, this is fancy. Told you." We grabbed drinks and made the rounds. I introduced her to colleagues, a few clients. She held her own in every conversation. Confident but not performative. Present but not trying to be the star. I felt good. Better than I had in years. At one point, she squeezed my hand and leaned in. "Thank you for bringing me. Thank you for coming." We moved toward the center of the ballroom, heading for the bar to refresh our drinks. The band was playing something smooth. People were laughing, mingling, enjoying themselves. I felt whole. Healed. Then I saw her, across the room. Near the West Side bar, Jenna. She was holding a tray of champagne flutes. White button-up shirt. Black slacks. Cheap black flats, the kind you get at discount stores. Hair pulled back in a simple, tight ponytail. No makeup. No glow. No carefully curated aesthetic. She was a server. I stopped walking. Time slowed. Jenna was moving between guests, offering champagne with a practiced smile that didn't reach her eyes. She looked tired. Not just physically, emotionally. Like someone who'd been running on empty for months. I watched her navigate the crowd, invisible to everyone around her. Just another staff member. Forgettable. She turned slightly, scanning the room for empty glasses, and that's when she saw me. Her eyes locked on mine. The tray trembled in her hands. One of the champagne flutes nearly tipped. She steadied it quickly, professional instinct kicking in, but her face had gone completely pale. For 3 seconds, neither of us moved. I felt nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. No vindication. Just a flat, distant recognition, like seeing someone you went to high school with at an airport. "Oh. That person exists." Jenna's lips parted. She looked like she wanted to say something but couldn't. Her eyes were doing all the talking, wide, desperate, filled with something between shame and hope. Like maybe, if she caught my attention, if she could just talk to me, she could fix this. She took half a step forward, then stopped. She remembered where she was. What she was doing. What she was wearing. A guest waved her over, some executive type wanting a refill. She tore her gaze away from me and walked over, mechanical, going through the motions. But she kept glancing back. Checking if I was still there. If I was watching. I wasn't. I turned my attention back to Isabel. She'd been talking to one of my colleagues' wives about some environmental project, laughing at something. Natural. Easy. Then she noticed I'd gone quiet. "Hey." She touched my arm gently. "You okay?" "Yeah," I said. "Just thought I saw someone." Isabel followed my gaze. She was perceptive, always had been. Her eyes scanned the room, then landed on Jenna, who was standing near the bar now, holding the tray but not moving. Just staring at us. At me. Isabel looked at Jenna, then back at me. She didn't look jealous. Didn't look threatened. Just aware. A small crease formed between her eyebrows. The way it does when she's figuring something out. "Owen," she said quietly. Her tone wasn't accusatory. Just curious. Careful. I looked down at her. Isabel studied my face for a moment, reading something in my expression I hadn't realized I was showing. Or maybe not showing. Maybe that was the point. She glanced back at Jenna one more time. Jenna was still frozen in place, tray in hand, watching us with those desperate, pleading eyes. Then Isabel turned back to me. "Do you know her?" I looked at Jenna one last time. The girl who had asked me to wait in the car. Who had cropped me out of every photo. Who had introduced me as just a friend while I paid for everything. Who had asked me to pretend I didn't exist so she could impress wealthy men. The girl who had spent 2 years erasing me from her life while living off my support. She was standing there now, holding a tray of champagne, wearing discount flats, invisible to everyone in the room except me, and I felt absolutely nothing. I turned back to Isabel. "No," I said. My voice was calm. "Final. Just someone I used to know." Isabel held my gaze for a second longer, then nodded. She didn't press. Didn't ask follow-up questions. She just squeezed my hand once and said, "Okay." We walked toward the bar on the opposite side of the room. I didn't look back. Behind me, I knew Jenna was still standing there. I could feel it, The weight of her stare, the desperation radiating from her like heat. But I didn't turn around. Didn't acknowledge it. She didn't exist to me anymore. Isabel and I got fresh drinks and rejoined the party. I introduced her to one of my top clients, a linebacker who just signed a massive extension. He and Isabel hit it off immediately, talking about some documentary on climate change they'd both watched. I stood there, genuinely enjoying myself. Laughing. Present. At some point, I saw Jenna again out of the corner of my eye. She was moving through the crowd, serving drinks, but slower now. Distracted. She kept glancing over, hoping I'd look. Hoping for something. Anything. I didn't give it to her. Later, Isabel and I danced. The band was playing something slow, and she rested her head on my shoulder. "This is nice," she said. "Yeah. It is. Your people are good people. They are. I'm glad you brought me. I'm glad you're here." We stayed until nearly midnight. The whole time, Jenna was somewhere in the background, clearing glasses, refilling trays, doing her job. Invisible. Irrelevant. Exactly what she'd made me feel for 2 years. When we finally left, Isabel and I walked to the car together, her hand in mine. She was laughing about something one of my colleagues had said, mimicking his overly formal way of speaking. I opened the car door for her, and as I walked around to the driver's side, I glanced back at the venue one last time. Through the glass doors, I could see Jenna. She was standing near the coat check, tray down, watching me leave. Her face was blank. Defeated, I got in the car and drove away. The weeks after the gala were seamless. Jenna didn't try to contact me. Maybe she finally got the message. Maybe she was too ashamed. I didn't know. Didn't care. Isabel and I kept building. We took a weekend trip to the mountains. Started talking about moving in together. Her lease was up in a few months, and it made sense. No pressure. Just two people who wanted the same things. Work was good. I closed another major deal in January. My clients trusted me. My colleagues respected me. I ran into someone from Jenna's old circle at a coffee shop one day, some photographer she used to work with. He mentioned, casually, that she'd moved back home. Gave up on the influencer thing. Was working retail now. "That's tough," I said, because it felt like the polite thing to say. He shrugged. "Yeah. She had a rough year." I didn't ask for details. I went home that night and told Isabel about it. "Do you feel bad?" she asked. I thought about it. Really thought about it. "No," I said. "I don't." And I didn't, because Jenna hadn't wanted me. She'd wanted what I provided. The apartment. The car. The lifestyle. The safety net. And when I took that away, there was nothing left. She'd asked me to pretend I wasn't her boyfriend. So I did. Permanently. The greatest revenge wasn't confrontation. Wasn't some elaborate takedown. It was indifference. Jenna had spent 2 years chasing visibility, followers, likes, attention, validation. She wanted to be seen, adored, envied. And in the end, I gave her the one thing she feared most: irrelevance. I moved on. Built a life. Found someone who saw me. Jenna became a memory. Then not even that. Just someone I used to know.